There we go. So here's the problem, and I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to do these all day. So
Thank you.
and hopefully some of y'all will drop after class. So I'll blow it up a little bit for you.
You should run as well.
Oh, really?
Huh?
Notice we're missing the gentleman that sits at the end down here.
Oh, I done failed him.
Oh, okay.
All right, so 2 times 2.6 times 10 to the 4th times 10 to the 2nd. Has class started yet? What time is it?
Close.
Oh, okay.
12:48.
Yep.
What time's class start?
2:45, so you're
Oh.
3 minutes late.
Wow,
Or 2
I'm
minutes
always
late.
late. Now what's 2 times 2.6? 5.2. And no, you don't need a calculator for that. Times, and what do you do with these two? 10 to the what?
6.
That's your answer. Now, not many people get these wrong because you don't have to move that 1 decimal place. And what did you actually do? You actually took you took 20,000 and you multiplied it by 260. And you got $5,200,000. Now, later on, as you start doing more and more scientific notation, you're going to know that when you see 6, that means million. When you see 9, that means billion.
So the answer, I'm sorry,
Go ahead.
so the answer is 52,0000.
This is scientific notation,
Okay.
and this is what you're actually doing. If you didn't have scientific notation, you would have to do 20,000 times 260, and you know how you did your long division back in
Yeah.
second, well, long multiplication? This is what you would have to do. And you go 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, put an X there, sorry. And then you'd have to do 6 times 0, or whatever. 6 times 0 is 0, 0, 0, 0. God, this is a pain. And then 0, 0, 0, 0, 4. Whatever. Now, some of you, what was your question?
Which way do you type in the box?
Oh, okay. You type in, now there's 2 ways to type it in, but I'm going to show you the easy way. 5.2 times is shift 8, 10, shift 6, and then 6. Shift 6 sends it up in the superscript.
Either that or you can use those over there.
Yeah, or you can use this right here.
I just didn't know if we were supposed to write it like that or write it as the...
Right, it says, well, this one says type as an integer, so it may want this.
Yeah.
Integer means, integer is a 25-cent word for whole number. Hold your pinky up and say integer.
Integer.
I'll take either. Listen, if you do this and you get 5.2 times 10 to the 6, I'm very happy with that. But they want an integer, so we'll do that. Well, So 5, 2, 0, 0, 1, 2, 3. And we feel good about ourselves. Next. I want to do this one. And you may say, well, that's just like the one we just did. No, it ain't. No, it isn't.
No, it's not. It's got the
No, it's
minus.
not. No, it isn't. No, it ain't.
They
Wherever
ain't
you're
done
from, it's going to have an answer in 2 digits. And that's not going to be the answer. Now, I'm going to show you how to do it, and it won't say whole number, but I want you to change it into scientific notation. So, 2.4 times 6.0 times 10 to the negative 5th times 10 to the 3rd. Now, 6 times 2 is what? 12, and 6 times 0.4 is 2.4, because 6 times 4 is 24. Okay? So that'd be, what, 14.4? And no, you do not need a calculator for that, because you know that 6 times 4 is 24, so you got a decimal, it'd be 2.4. And times 10 to the negative 5 plus 3. Now I'm writing that out, not because I'm insulting your intelligence, but because some people can break an amble with a banana. Okay, if you don't know what an amble is, it's your parent and your school's fault. Your high school, all the way from K up to high school. Okay, because everybody should know that the amble is what falls on the coyote's head. And some of y'all have no freaking idea. And you know why? Because it's your parents' fault and it's K through 12's fault that you don't know who the roadrunner is. So,
And the coyote.
exactly. So 14.4 times 10 to the negative 5 plus 3 is 14.4. What I mean is, some people can make this difficult. You owe $5, you have $3.
Negative 2.
There you go. Now, is this in scientific notation?
No.
So change it. Change it into scientific notation. Because it is not, because you know the definition of scientific notation, unless you didn't learn it. Now, if you didn't learn it, you're sitting there right now going, scientific moving decimal, you suck. You don't know it. If you knew the definition, then you would know that that's not in scientific notation. Moving the decimal to the what?
Right.
Good job. To the right of the first number greater than what? 0. Yeah, just come on in whenever. That's fine. I told you I failed him. He just come to class to audit. So that's 1.44 times 10 to the negative 2 blank 1. Which way in my head do I move this decimal to get it back the way it was? To the right. So my scientific notation answer is 1.44 times 10 to the what? Negative 1. And that is scientific notation. Now if you want to write it in regular notation, meaning a decimal or a whole number, then you would move the decimal place one place which way? To the what? What does that negative mean? All I heard was
To the left.
left. There we go. Y'all got to enunciate. Y'all know what enunciate means?
Means speak plain.
It means speak. Y'all were mumbling. I heard 1, 4, 4. Now, what did we just do? You just took, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is 4 zeros, 0.0000024, and we multiplied it by 6,000. We just took 6,000 and multiplied by tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, 24 millionths. You took 24 millionths and multiplied by 6,000 and got 0.144. So you pretty much took, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 strands of hair and multiplied it by 6,000. Because 5 or 6 strands of hair is about, or 1 strand of hair is way millionth. So 5 or 6 strands times 6,000 equal about an inch. Yes?
Okay. Whenever, after I saw the 14.4 times 10 to the negative 2, I had got the same answer. But
And you did it a different way.
Well, no. It's pretty much the same thing. I just want to make sure you're doing it step by step, right? Because all I did is take the -2 and I went 2 times to the left, which is what you did.
Okay, yes, okay. All right, this right here is, I put it in scientific notation for the people that need to know how to put it in scientific
So it's
notation.
the same thing.
This, the answer goes from here to here.
Okay.
And you get the same thing, yes. I did this just for practice for students.
Where did you get the negative and then you changed it to a +1?
Wait, right here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Your decimal of it.
1.44
Okay.
times 10 to the negative 2
All right.
blank 1. Now, which way do I move this in my head to get it back the way it was? To the right.
Okay.
And that's where that comes from.
Oh, okay.
And that's changing it from this notation to scientific notation.
Okay.
Because some of your answers will not have this. Some of your answers will say write in scientific notation. And therefore you have to change this into this. So our answer is 0.144. By the time you get through with today's class, if you're in chemistry or anything like that in the future, you're going to know how to do it. Next question. All right, try that. No coffee. 28.8 times 10 to the 6th divided by 8 times 10 to the 4th. So that's going to be 28.8. No, you do not need a calculator. Times 10 to the 6 minus 4. What rule are we using right there? Starts with a Q. Quotient rule. That's what I want to hear. Quotient rule. Why do you not need a calculator for this? Well, 8 will go into 28 4 times, and 8 will go into 8. That's why you don't need a calculator. And what is 6 minus 4? Is this in scientific notation?
No.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
To the nearest number greater than 0.
What's the definition? Placing the decimal to the right of the first number greater than 0. And none of us read from right to left. We all read from left to right. So your first number is 4. And the decimal is there. So now to change it into the answer, it says type as a whole number or a decimal. So 4.1. And which way are we going to move the decimal? This sign, there's nothing there, so it's assumed to be what?
Positive.
Positive, so that means to the right. Uno, dos, 410. And what did we just do? We took 28.8, that's a BA number. It's basically 28,800,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. $28,800,000 divided by divided by 80,000 is 410.
That should be 3.6. 4 is 32.
What?
You said 28 times 4, I mean 8 times 4 is 28.
I'm sorry, 3. Well, then you should have said something. Don't be saying it after somebody said something. That's like Bubba on the back row going, yeah, man, you wrong. What's wrong, Bubba? I don't know. Don't be saying it after somebody done said something. Yeah, I thought that was right. Shut up. I'm just kidding. Thank you. You're going to fail. Because I done marked you down for 8 and going to 28 4 times. I was thinking 4 times 7. That's what what's 4 times 7?
28.
Well, what did I put down?
Put down 4.
Oh, 4 times 7. See, I was seeing a 7 there. I still see a 7 there. Okay. 8. We're going at 4 times, right? No, I'm still doing it. Let me just start over. Okay. 8, we're going to 28. 3 times. 3 times, leave 48, and that'll be 6. Thank you. 360. No, I've not started drinking yet.
You still having a bad day?
Yeah, no, not as bad.
You need to change that.
I'm going to.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to change right here. Is it this one? What else? I'll change to that. That's it?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So that's your answer, 360. You took 28,800,000 and divided by 80,000 and got 360. You ever seen people that can do stuff, math, like in their head, and they call it the human calculator? What are they doing? They're changing these numbers, these big numbers right here, into scientific notation in their head, and they're doing it just like we're doing it. The only reason they're doing it in their head is because they've been doing it on paper 5,000 or 6,000 times.
They're crazy.
No, they just want to impress people. I want to move to some that are a little bit more challenging. All right, let's do that one. It's not challenging, it's just different. I quit. Too many zeros to write. I just quit. Go to the next problem. 700,000 times 3 million. I know 21's in there somewhere. Yeah, that's good. That's good. It's a good start. Which way do I need to move this in my head to get it back the way it was? To the right? Which way do I need to move this in my head to get it back the way it was? To the right. So, what's 7 times 3? What's 5 plus 6?
11.
Is this in scientific notation?
No.
So, you need to put it in scientific notation. I don't know what they asked for. It says use scientific notation, so they want you to write the answer in what? Scientific notation. So, one place, everybody's going to get to one place. That's not what you're going to get wrong. 2.1 times 10 to the 11 blank 1. Which way do I move this thing in my head to get it back the way it was? To the right.
You're not lead.
I think I'm just going to quit. There. So your answer is 2.1
Times 10
times
to
10
11
to the 12th.
By George, I think I've got it now.
It's a miracle. It only took 5 or 6 problems. Imagine what you could do if you did another 10 or 15 problems.
That could be one of those counting in my
Yeah,
head.
exactly. You'd be surprised on how many people take this class and then end up taking 2 or 3 more algebra classes. I had one student take 155. She wanted to be a nurse, and she's finishing up Clemson now, being a math teacher. It's all Bush's fault. 2.1 times 10, shift up, 12th power. Oh my gosh, that means I got it wrong. So those people that got 2.1 times 10 to the 10th, that must mean that you're what? If you got 2.1 times 10 to the 10th, that means that I'm right and you're wrong. So your way is broke. I guarantee you somebody got a 10. They might have erased it, but I guarantee you somebody got a 10. You don't have to raise your hand, but I guarantee you somebody did. Mine's right, you're wrong. Let's do another one. Oh yeah, this is decimals. I just wouldn't even try it. Give up on it. It's easy to give up. 0.004 times 0.00011. I'm gonna let y'all do this one. My whole purpose is to discourage you as much as possible. Help you fail. I have a briar in my finger. I'm going to get it out. All right. Which way do I move this decimal in my head to get it back the way it was? And which way do I move this decimal in my head to get it back the way it was? And what is owing $3 and owing $4?
You owe $7.
You owe $7.
By crappy, I think I got it.
And what is 4? Now be careful here. This is some real hard math. What is 4 times $1.10? It's a miracle. 440. But you asked what's 4 times 1.1, and people put it in the calculator. But you ask them what 4 times $1.10 is, and they'll say $4.40. Is it in scientific notation?
Yes.
Yes. People are going, God, I got that one right. Wave my magic wand, and y'all get it right. I'm being facetious. 4.4 times 10 to the shift -7. So if you got something different than -7, you're wrong. All right, try that one. The reason this one's different is because you got a BA number on top and you got a very small number on the bottom. So what does that mean about the answer? It's going to be huge because you're dividing a big number by a very small number. I'll write it down for those people that sit toward the back of the room and can't see. They don't sit in front of the room, but 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. 24 million divided by 0.000004. So 24 million, 10, 100,000, 10,000, divided by 4 millionths. That's going to be a huge number. And you can do the top one real easy. 2.4 times 10 to what?
7. 6.
Yep. You got to remember, million means 6 zeros, but you got 24, which means one more, so that'd be 7. And then the small number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I went ahead and put the negative in there because you should know how to get that down. Now let me ask you a question. How many times will 4 go into 24?
6.
So how many times will 4 go into 2.4? 0.6.
0.6.
Now, how many times will 4 go into $2.40? 60 cents. 0.6. Now, if you was to come into my office and say, Hubert, this problem has nothing, I got 3 biscuits left in here, anybody want some? 3 butter biscuits, so you're not allergic to anything. And jelly and everything, anybody want? I bought them for my early class this morning. Yeah. If you was to come into my office right now and say, Hubert, I need you to do this problem for me for science, and you had a science problem with scientific notation. Do you see those parentheses right there? I'm not using those parentheses because I'm teaching y'all. I'm using those parentheses because that's what I do. And I've got 3 degrees. So if I'm using parentheses and I got 3 degrees, what do you think you should be doing?
Using the parentheses.
I think you should use parentheses. Why? Because that negative and that negative will mess you up if you don't do it.
Doesn't that become a positive?
Yes, ma'am, it does. Good job. You're stealing my thunder, but that's okay.
Sorry.
No, I'm kidding. So that would be 0.6 times 10 to the 7 plus 6 is it in scientific notation?
No.
No, it is not. Change it. I'm going to move all that if it'll let me. Okay, I'm gonna bring that up here. 0.6 times 10 to the 13th power. Got to move it one place. So that's 6.0 times 10 to the 13 blank 1. Which way did I move this decimal to get it back the way it was? To the what?
Right?
To the left. So 6.0 times 10 to the 12th power is your final answer.
Does it have to be the 6.0? Can it just be 6?
Well, yeah, 6.
Okay.
Remember, I've told y'all, ask yourself, which way do I move this decimal in my head to get it back the way it was?
To the left.
To the left, because it's right here. Because if you follow any other method, you're going to get what here instead of a 12?
14.
14. Let's see if Hubert's right or he's crazy. Let's see. 6.0.
After you explained it.
What?
Oh, she was asking if I was right.
6.0. Now, I'm a man, okay? So if you talk while I'm doing something, it's going to mess me up, okay? I'm not a woman, all right?
He'll lose his place.
Yeah. So, Miss Smith, stop. Times, see, I can't think now. 10 to the 12th power. Now, if I get this right, that means that if you got 14, that means you're
Wrong.
wrong.
Or stupid.
No. Oh, I got it right. So that means if you got to the 14th power, you're still doing it wrong. Now, y'all say, Hubert, why do you keep saying that? Because I have some people, always, in every class, there's one person or two people that think that I'm wrong and they're right. Okay? Those are the ones that invented mathematics. But they're just at Tri-County Tech to refresh, I guess. They're not at MIT or Yale, or they're at Tri-County Tech, but they invented mathematics. I don't do those. Okay, these are the ones you're going to see on the test.
No,
Why? Because my job is to fail you, okay, and to discourage you. So I'm going to give you word problems because you're not going to see real word problems in the real world. Everything's going to be presented to you like a problem. They're not going to be presented in word problems, right?
Now that's what I'm talking about. Like the homework, that